Guys, so today I'm going to be doing an entire video talking about Milani eyeshadows. Milani has several different lines of eyeshadows available, and I have been doing a lot of reorganizing of my collection, and I came across some that I hadn't used in a long time, and I've been using them quite a bit since I've been doing this, and it just kind of got me thinking that it might be fun to do a video just about Milani eyeshadows. I'm going to start with the newest ones and then work my way back in time to what is available right now. Alright, let's start off with the new palettes that they have. They have two new palettes. One is called Bold Obsessions, the other one is called Most Loved Mattes. I found mine at Walmart. The packaging is very luxe. It's like a reflective mirrored gold. Unfortunately, it shows fingerprints, but aside from that, it is beautiful packaging. And then on the back of the package, it actually has names for the shadows, which is nice. That's very helpful if you want to do a tutorial or something like that. You can actually say what the name of the shadow is rather than saying row 1, shadow number 4 or whatever, so that's really nice. And all right, let's start with the first one, because Most Loved Mattes is number 1. So yeah, I found mine at Walmart. The palettes are $15 each at Walmart. That might seem a little expensive, but they're worth every cent. And don't forget, you get 12 eyeshadows in the palette, so that's, $15, 12 eyeshadows, you do the math. It's not that expensive when you break it down. It has a nice big heavy mirror in here. These would be awesome for travel because the color scheme is fantastic and it's just the right amount of shadows. If you brought these two palettes with you, you could do probably 100 different looks because one palette is all matte, and then the other one is a mixture of finishes, and there'd be no limit to what you could create. But this is the matte one, and look at that color scheme. Isn't that great? You've got warm tones, cool tones, and neutrals. This row here is all warm tones, and then you've got cool tones here, and then neutrals, and they're really good quality. I can't say enough about these shadows. I have talked about these before, I think in a haul video, but I do really enjoy them, and I plan on using these palettes more in the future because I haven't really used them as much as I should have by now, considering how good they are. But I just have such a big collection that it's hard to really dig into any one thing. But yeah, these are beautiful matte shadows, and I think you guys would really like them. Let me just swatch a few. I have so many things to talk about and show you that I can't really do, full-out swatches of things. So let's swatch the 3 in the top row, because those are the ones that you would most likely be using if you like a matte highlight shade. So that's gonna show you what's what with those. So there's the 3 colors right there, and you can clearly see, cool, warm, neutral, and they're just blending right in with my skin tone, except for that one is actually showing up. But maybe those weren't the best 3 to show you, but yeah, I can't do a lot of swatches today because otherwise this video will be ridiculously long. So let's move on to the second palette, Bold Obsessions, and again they have all color names on the back, and just the color selection is so great. So you have your cool shades right there, and then your warm shades right there, and your neutrals there. Just so many choices for looks that you could do. And I'm not going to make the mistake of swatching the 3 lightest ones this time because I want you to actually be able to see them. So when I look at these, Why don't I swatch? Why don't I swatch the warm tones in the middle? That middle row, I think, is what most people are into right now. So let me swatch those. Okay, so that's the middle row right there. Okay, those you can see. You can clearly see those 4 warm tones against my cool skin. So just really, really beautiful shadows. Cannot say enough good things about these. Now, if you don't live near a Walmart or you don't want to go to Walmart for whatever reason, you can get these palettes on the Milani website, but it's going to cost you more. If you buy them on the Milani website, they're $20 a piece instead of $15. So if you want both palettes, you can save yourself $10 by just going to Walmart. And I think most people have a Walmart where they live. I mean, where isn't a Walmart, right? Okay, and then the next most recent line of eyeshadows that they have are these palettes right here. There are 8 total. I have 6. I am missing the 2 newest ones that they released. They're beautiful. I just, I don't have everything. I have a lot of makeup, but I don't have everything. But I have the first 6 palettes that were released. So the 2 that I'm missing, there's an all matte palette, and then there's an all metallic finish palette. So I'm missing those 2, but let me show you the ones that I do have. This one is called Must Have Naturals. And so you get a mixture of different finishes in here. Really, really pretty. This is an awesome crease shade right here. It's like a nice taupey shade. And then this shade up here, it's so beautiful. It's just like that champagne color that is so versatile and can be used for so many different things. The only reason why it's not showing up that well is because it's somewhat similar to my skin tone, but it's really pretty. So that's the Must Have Naturals palette. And on the back, it gives you like ideas on how you can use it. Just, different ways to use the different shadows in the palette. They don't have names, but very nice everyday palette. And I would say that that is a cool neutral palette if I had to like sum it up, like what the colors are. And then the next one is called Bare Necessities. This is number 2. And this is the warm tone neutral palette of the bunch. So really, really pretty shades. I do like the texture of the shadows on these palettes. I like the variety of finishes. I think that's really important when you're trying to do a look. It's nice to have different finishes, although some people do really enjoy just a matte palette, and that's fine, but I like different finishes myself. So this is really nice, and I think a lot of people would really like that. And let's see, what is the next one? The next one is a palette with another cool toned palette, but not necessarily neutrals. This one has blues, grays, and then your highlight shade. So as you can see, I did sort of a teal and blue eyeshadow look today with a fuchsia lip. Talk about springing into spring. I don't do cool toned looks that often, but every once in a while I like to do one. It makes sense because I have cool toned skin, but that's just not what everybody's into, the really warm tone looks now. But once in a while I do like to do something cool. But anyways, yeah, this one isn't going to appeal to a lot of people because of the color scheme, but I like to have things in all different colors, so when the mood strikes, I can do something like this if I feel like it. So that's called Smoky Essentials. And the next one is called Plum Basics. This is number 4. And by the way, these do come with a double-sided brush, and it's actually not bad. It's just, you know, I use my own brushes, but if you didn't want to bring full-size brushes with you to travel, you could definitely get by with one of these because it's got 2 different, you know, shapes for blending or just direct application. So you could get by with that if you had to. So this is Plum Basics, and obviously it's different shades of plum along with some pinkier tones to go with the plums, and then you've got your crease shade and your highlight shade. But this is really pretty if you like plums or purples. So that's Plum Basics. And the next one is called Earthy Elements. This is a super warm palette, so if that's what you're into, you might really like this. This one doesn't particularly look that great on me because if I try to go too warm, sometimes it backfires on me, but you know, you can make certain adjustments if you have cool tone skin to compensate for that. There are little tricks and ways around that. So anyway, this is Earthy Elements, super warm tone palette, but I think a lot of people would really like that, especially with that pop of orange in there. That kind of makes it a little more interesting instead of just, if it wasn't for that, it'd just be a basic neutrals palette, but that makes it a little more interesting. And the next one, I didn't say what the price of these palettes were, so I'll have to put a note or something in the description box because I forgot to say what the price are. And then the last one that I have is number 6. It's the Vital Brights palette. And if you are looking for color, man, this is your palette. Now, I did do a look with this when I bought the palette, and it was okay, but I would use this more as a supplement to all the other palettes. And because if you try to do too many bright colors all at the same time, you need something neutral to anchor this in. Because if you do like multiple rainbow colors on the lid and in the crease and in the outer corner, it's just, in my opinion, it's going to be too much. So you're going to need something for either a transition color or a crease color, or you're going to need to pull in something else. So this is kind of a supplemental thing. And even if you're somebody that doesn't really like eyeliners and you're somebody that likes to use eyeshadows as an eyeliner, this might be a nice way to have like all the bright shades and use them just as eyeliner if you wanted to. So that's pretty. That white, by the way, is a matte, just so you know. The white is a matte and the gold is a shimmer. So you've got 2 highlight shades there. So that's what I have for those palettes, and like I said, I don't remember off the top of my head how much those are, but I'll put a note in the description box. The next line would be the Fierce Foil palettes. I don't have any of those because when those first launched, everybody was saying how much they hated them, and so I thought, you know what, I could buy them and try them, but then I'm either going to get stuck with them or have to return them. I just didn't think it was worth it. And so I didn't get any of those. But last but not least are the Bella Eyes single eyeshadows. That is what I'm wearing right now to do my whole look, my whole eye look. And I love these. However, they have disappeared from stores. You might still be able to find them at discount stores. I've seen them at Dollar Trees. I've seen them at discount stores that get like remainders of things. You know what type of stores I'm talking about, like Big Lots and things like that. However, some colors are still available on the Milani website. They're $5 a piece on the website. There's a little less than half the colors available. I'm not really sure what dictated which colors they were going to continue to carry, but I love these eyeshadows. They come in all different finishes, all different colors. When they first launched, they came in 30 colors. I have all 30. I tried a few and I went out of my mind and bought them all. And so what I'm trying to say is get them while you can, because there are still 13 shades available on the Milani website. Take a look, see what appeals to you, and you can thank me later. They're really, really nice. So I decided to use 4 shades today that are still available. That way, if you liked this look, if you're into cool tone shades, you would be able to purchase these 4 if you wanted to. So let me show you which ones I used. And then you can just go to the Milani website if you want to see what the 13 shades are that are still available. So I started off with a Bella Pink, and this is a shimmer finish, and I use that as my brow bone highlight and my inner corner highlight. So that's Bella Pink. If you have cool tone skin, this is going to be a really nice highlight shade on you. And then I went in with Bella Taupe, and this is a matte finish, and I've got that running all through my crease. So that's a nice cool taupe that goes with other cool tone shades. Then what I did was I took Bella Teal. This is a metallic finish, and I put this all over my lids. Even though I'm wearing this, I'll still do swatches for you guys. By the way, you can use these shadows wet or dry. And the metallic ones are especially pretty in my opinion. I really, they're all great, but I really like the metallic ones the best, I guess. And then I went in with Bella Navy, which is a matte finish, and I put that all on the outside corner of the look and the outside part of my lids. So that's a matte finish, and that's Bella Navy. Not quite as deep. When I think of navy, I think of something a little bit darker than that, but it's really pretty. So of these shadows, I would say that if you're not really sure, like if you go to the website and you want to buy some, if you're not really sure what you want, I would say the matte ones are the most difficult to work with. So in my opinion, if you get the metallics or the shimmers, I think you would be the most happy. And then you can always just, you know, if you want to put some matte shadows in there. But then again, this taupe one, you know, it's such a nice cool taupe, and those are sometimes difficult to find. But yeah, the matte ones are a little bit harder to work with. So I would, if I was placing an order, I would go with the metallics and the shimmers. But that's just my opinion. All right, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this overview of Milani's eyeshadow range. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.